Hey guys, welcome back to my coverage of the 2018 Oscar predictions. As of filming this, it's officially 6 days until the 90th Academy Awards, and I still have 3 prediction videos to go. So, yeesh, better hurry on that. Anyway, today's category is the last of the acting categories, and it is Best Supporting Actress. As always, before I get started with this discussion, if you guys want to know my full list of updated predictions on Oscar night March 4th, be sure to add me on Twitter. And yeah, you can see my full list of predictions as well as my thoughts and reactions to the winners on the night. And as it's the Oscars, there will probably be some tears. Maybe not necessarily from the winners, but yeah, maybe from me. You never know. So if you guys are joining me for the first time, this is how my prediction videos usually go. I'm going to give you a list of all the nominees, and then I'm going to give you my initial thoughts on the category and who got snubbed. Then also list the nominees' previous history with the Academy, because that sometimes can affect my decision. And then I'm going to say who I want to win and give you a little bit of analysis. And then I'm going to say who I think will win and give you some analysis. Okay? Let's get to it then. The nominees for the 2018 Best Supporting Actress are Mary J. Blige in Mudbound, Allison Janney in I, Tonya, Lesley Manville in Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. So my initial thoughts, snubs, and previous history with the Academy. Right, so my initial thoughts on this category. The selection of ladies this year was quite a good mix. There was lots of mother roles this year, what with Allison Janney, Laurie Metcalf, and who's the other one? Mary J. Blige, all playing mother roles. I got stuck there for a sec. Who was the third mom? I knew there was 3. Lesley Manville was a genuine surprise for me because I thought Phantom Thread came out a little bit too late for it to be really considered for any of the serious acting gongs, other than for Daniel Day-Lewis, who usually gets a nomination. But yeah, her presence here was a bit of a surprise to me, so yeah. Good on her. And Mary J. Blige, I also wasn't expecting. I had seen Mudbound, and I thought it was an okay film, and I thought she was perfectly fine in it, but she didn't necessarily leap off the screen. I think, yep, she's gonna get a nomination. So yeah, I was a bit surprised when she showed up as well. And Octavia Spencer simultaneously surprised and didn't surprise me when it was announced that she got a nomination, because she is very much loved by the Academy. But at the same time, I didn't think her performance in The Shape of Water was anything extraordinary. But yeah, I wasn't convinced that she was a guarantee for a nomination this year. But yeah, she did it anyways. Good on her. Okay, now let's talk about the snubs. Now, the one person that I was truly miffed that didn't get a nomination this year was Hong Chau for her performance in Downsizing. Now, I know not everybody loved Downsizing, but everybody that did see it will agree that Hong Chau was by far the best thing about it. And her character didn't even show up until halfway through the film, and yeah, she totally stole this film. She was hilarious and heartbreaking in equal measure, and I would say she was the person I was most disappointed that didn't get a nomination this year, out of all the categories, because I thought she had really earned it. But for some reason, the Academy chose to acknowledge Lesley Manville for a performance that was quite underused in Phantom Thread, as well as giving Octavia Spencer another nomination, even though her performance in The Shape of Water wasn't that much different to her performances in previous films like Hidden Figures and The Help, which she was nominated for. I'll say this, she is the queen of Best Supporting Sassy Character.
Eat my shit.
But it would have been nice if the Academy chose to honour a fresh face like Hong Chau instead of giving the same people acknowledgement over and over and over again. And there were a few other ladies this year that did give memorable performances, but sadly didn't get a nomination this year, and they include Kristen Scott Thomas in Darkest Hour, Catherine Keener in Get Out, and Tiffany Haddish in Girls Trip. But what's very nice about this category is that it is very diverse and it represents ladies of different ages and colours. So yeah, way to go, Academy, but I would have loved some love for Hong Chau. Just saying. Okay, now, so let's have a look at the nominees' previous history. Comparatively to all the other acting categories, the nominees for Best Supporting Actress this year have very little history with the Academy. Out of the 5 ladies nominated, only Octavia Spencer has had a nomination prior to this year. Her 2 previous nominations came for The Help in 2012 and Hidden Figures, which was last year, 2017. And for The Help, she actually won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, so good on her. Eat my shit. Her nomination for The Shape of Water this year actually makes her tied with Viola Davis for the most nominated black actress of all time, and they both have previously won once and been nominated an extra 2 times. And Mary J. Blige has also pulled something off that hasn't been seen before in Academy history, because she's managed to get nominated twice in 1 year for the same movie. She got a nomination for Best Supporting Actress in Mudbound, but she also got a nomination for Best Song, which was also for Mudbound. That's never been done before, so that's very cool. But in regards to her previous history with the Academy, this is her first time being nominated. She just managed to get nominated twice. And as for Allison Janney, Lesley Manville, and Laurie Metcalf, Amazingly, none of these three ladies have ever been nominated for an Academy Award. I think the reason for this is because Allison Janney and Laurie Metcalf are ladies of television, and they have thrived there for years. And as for Leslie Manville, she's more a woman of the theatre, but she has had roles in Oscar-nominated films like Another Year. But in terms of the playing field with the nominees' previous track record, it's quite open because I'm not expecting Octavia Spencer to take it home this year. So any of the four remaining women would be first-time winners. Now, some people have asked me why I opted to do the Best Supporting Acting categories after I did the leading ones in my prediction videos. Well, there's actually a very good reason for that. For all the other acting categories, I had a strong suspicion that I had seen the performance that I was sure was going to win for that category. But for Best Supporting Actress, I purposely left that as my last prediction video for the acting categories, mainly because I hadn't seen the two performances for the Best Supporting Actress category, which were getting the most buzz for this year, in advance, because usually I get to see these films a little bit earlier, but no, I had to wait until the film was released to the public. This year it's been a two-way race between Allison Janney for I, Tonya and Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, which both came out in the UK on the 23rd of February, 1 week before the Oscars. So my boyfriend and I, Glenn, went to do a double screening last weekend, and we had a blast, because now that I've actually seen it, I can understand what all the hype is about. And they're correct, because Allison Janney and Laurie Metcalf's performances are the most impactful of the 5 nominees for Best Supporting Actress this year. Like I said before, Laurie Metcalf is underused in Phantom Thread. Octavia Spencer was fine, but not memorable in The Shape of Water. And Mary J. Blige was decent in Mudbound, but I honestly didn't think she would get an Oscar nomination for it, meaning I didn't think she was much of a threat. But on the plus side, this is the only category this year where I've seen all 5 of the nominees. Yay! So I can critically compare all the performances in this category this year. So who do I want to win? Well, now that I've seen all 5 performances, I would say that the one performance that moved me the most was Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird. So yeah, I would say she would be my pick to win this. The reason for this is because Laurie Metcalf's performance as Christine, or Lady Bird's mother, feels so genuinely real. Both Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf give touching performances here, but it's Metcalf who steals every scene that she's in, and she does it without being shouty or demanding. That's the beauty of her performance here. It's subtlety. She's not abusive or absent or a murderer. There's nothing particularly dramatic about her as a character, but she feels like the mother that most can relate to. Someone with a big heart who tries to keep the roof over their family's head and solve all their problems, who loves her kids but struggles to understand them sometimes. It's a meaty performance, but it's executed with grace. So she would be my pick for Best Supporting Actress. But do I think she will win? Like I said, this category has been a two-way race, and whilst I do think Laurie Metcalf does have an outside chance, I don't think she will be the one to take this home. The person who I think is going to win the Best Supporting Actress Oscar this year will be Allison Janney for I, Tonya. Yeah guys, as much as I think Laurie Metcalf is the most deserving, the Academy will choose to award Allison Janney for her irascible performance as Tonya Harding's mother, Lavonna. And I will admit I was impressed with Janney's performance here, but my whole beef with the Metcalf versus Janney showdown is that Metcalf delivers a more understated and emotionally effective performance, whereas Allison Janney's performance is more volatile and attention-grabbing. She's still excellent, but the character feels one-noted comparatively to Metcalf's dimensional struggling mother in Lady Bird. But it seems if you want to win an Oscar this year for acting, play an asshole, because all my predictions this year seem to reflect this theory. Best Supporting Actor, Sam Rockwell, played a racist, homophobic asshole. Best Actress, Frances McDormand, played a sympathetic mother, but who was ultimately an asshole. And controversial statement, Best Actor, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. Let's face it, his character was an asshole to his secretary and others in Darkest Hour. So yeah, if I'm right in all 4 of my acting predictions, it will officially be the year of the asshole. Not the year of the woman like we hoped. I guess nice roles do finish last. But yeah, all evidence points to a win for Janney, as she's already racked up a Golden Globe, a SAG and a BAFTA for this role. So it's a self-assured prediction, but there still is a slither of hope for Laurie Metcalf, who I would like to see win. But at the end of the day, it will be Allison Janney, whose name is called out on March 4th. So yeah, that's where I'm placing my money. Right, there you go, my prediction for the 2018 Best Supporting Actress. But I want to know, who do you guys think will win and who should win for this category? Whatever you think, you can let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to check out my other thoughts and analysis for my other Oscar prediction videos. They are on the screen right now. And if you don't want to miss my prediction videos for Best Director and Best Picture, be sure to click that subscribe button, guys, and hit the bell if you want those alerts. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hipfield, and I'll see you next time.